Gurubashi Chicken, we've talked about. Blood Troll Sapper, we've talked about. Spirit of the Dead, 1 mana 03. After a friendly minion dies, shuffle a 1-cost copy of it into your deck. Seems like a lot of work, but anytime you can get Malagos for 1 mana, you've got my attention. Spirit of the Lynx, we've talked about. I guess this combo's a little bit with that Hunter Legendary we got, Halazi the Lynx. Because now instead of 1/1 Lynxes with Rush, it's 2/2 Lynxes with Rush. But you have to play 8 mana worth of stuff. But this has stealth for a turn, so maybe your 2 remaining mana worth of Lynx Rush is able to sort of start to get stuff under control. And obviously then Halazi herself is a 4/3 instead of a 3/2. Nah, I don't know. We have the Legendary, so I want it to work. Line Cracker, 7 mana 5/10, overkill, double this minion's attack. Just a big old boy. Spirit of the Raptor. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, draw a card. I guess Pounce. You combo this with Pounce for 2 cards, 1 mana, draw a card, potentially. Not really feeling that one. Murloc Tasty Fin. 4 mana 3/2 Murloc. Death Rattle, draw 2 Murlocs from your deck. I think if this was a Battle Cry, I think that'd probably be alright for some sort of Murloc. But it being a Death Rattle is probably going to take too long for you to get your Murlocs going. War Master Voon. 4 mana 4/3 Battle Cry. Copy all dragons in your hand. That seems really strong. 4 mana 4/3. So it's not odd. So it would have to go in your Dragon Warrior. It'll fill your hand potentially with a lot of dragon value, right? You got like 2 Ysseras now. It seems like dragons are too expensive for you to want to have a handful of them, but I guess if the game's going long, having extra big dragons, right? Like 2 Alistrazas, 2 Ysseras, maybe you've got 3 or 4 Primordial Drakes. Potentially good, but 4 mana 4/3 it doesn't seem like a very good turn 4 play. It seems like something you do later on when you have the dragons you want to duplicate. But you play that for the effect, right? Because the body's not good enough. Regenerating Thug. 4 mana 3/5. At the start of your turn, restore 2 health to this minion. If this was at the end of your turn, this would be much better. Potentially too good, maybe. 3 mana Drakari Trickster. 3 mana 3/4. Give each player... It wouldn't be too good. It's tough to say. Give each player a copy of a random card from their opponent's deck. It's kind of like Spellslinger, but I don't know. I don't know about this one. That's tough to evaluate. That might potentially be good in some decks. Where you just... Like if you're... 3 mana 3/4 is okay. Nothing wrong with 3 mana 3/4, and the Battle Cry might help you a lot. And if you're a pretty low curving, sort of aggressive deck, and you give the control person you're playing against a 1 mana card, but you get something bigger from them, that seems potentially good for you. Like you get their Lich King or something, and then all of a sudden you have a little bit of game at the end. Arena Patron. 5 mana 3/3, overkill, summon another Arena Patron. The patrons are back. Everybody get in here. Wartbringer. Ugh. 1 mana 2/1. If you played 2 spells this turn, deal 2 damage. That doesn't seem... I guess if you have it in the late game, then it does something, but a 1 mana 2/1 that doesn't do stuff on turn 1 doesn't seem... This effect doesn't seem strong enough for how much work you have to do to set it off. Faraki Battle Axe. 5 mana 3/3. That's not good. Overkill. Give a minion in your hand +2/+2. That is bad. Blast Wave. 5 mana mage spell. Deal 2 damage to all minions. Overkill at a random mage spell to your hand. 2 damage is not a lot. 5 mana is quite a lot. It's like a Holy Nova that sometimes gets you some cards. Seems like with spell power, this probably isn't something you play on 5. This is probably something you play on 8 or 10. If you can throw down some spell power and then Blast Wave. Because big spell mage, potentially. Because that's another thing you can hit off Dragon's Fury. That'll deal 5 damage. Gurubashi Hypemon. 7 mana 5/7. Battlecry, discover a 1/1 copy of a Battlecry minion. It costs 1. I mean, I guess you can get that Hotshot card for 1. Then it's a 1 mana 1/1 summon a 5/5. It's not a pirate, which is kind of too bad. Oh, and it's 7 mana as well. Yeah. Springpaw. Oh, Springpaw. 1 mana 1/1 rush. Battlecry, add a Lynx with rush to your hand. Oh, that seems pretty good. Do a beast if you're doing a beast. Of course, if you're doing Quest Hunter, of course you play Springpaw. But it also might just, if you wanted to do a beast-centric deck, it seems like you can just fit this in there. Synergizes with stuff. That allows you to like buff beasts when they rush. Bwansamdi the Dead. 7 mana 7/7. Battlecry, draw 1 cost minions from your deck until your hand is full. Reckless Dire Troll. 3 mana 2/6. Discard your lowest cost card. Oh, and it's taunt also. I'm gonna try discard Warlock, man. I really want Lucari Sacrifice to work ever, just like a single time. Zandalari Templar. 4 mana 4/4 Battlecry. If you've restored 10 health this game, gain +4/+4 and taunt. More Paladin heal stuff. Raiding Party. 3 mana, draw 2 pirates, combo, draw a weapon. Huh, 3 mana, draw 3? Gosh, that you can do on turn 1, because you can prep Raiding Party for 0 mana and just draw 3 cards. I guess if I ever knew how to play Kingsbane, this would probably be good in that, because you can just another way to get your Kingsbane out. And then, 2 pirates. I don't know what pirates you put in there. I guess ones that buff your weapon, so you do like Captain Greenskin and stuff like that. Maybe the Dread Corsair. 1 mana Grim Rally. Warlock spell. Destroy a friendly minion. Give your minions +1/+1. If you hit that Scarab Egg with this, does it buff the 1/1s that come out? Because 1 mana get 3 2/2s could potentially be pretty good. Smolder Thorn Lancer. 3 mana 3/2. Battlecry if you're holding a dragon. Execute an enemy minion. That seems great. Especially with that 5 mana dragon. Deal 1 damage to the board. So now for 8 mana, you can play a big dragon, execute something, whirlwind the board, and you still get a 3/2. It's expensive, but you've been hitting your gain armory hero power the whole game. You're probably going to make it to 8 mana. And if you do, you just... Legendary. The Undertaker. 8 mana, 8/5. Battlecry, gain the death rattle effects of 3 friendly minions that have died this game. That is a lot to think about. Okay. So obviously, Hunter and Rogue are the 2 classes that take advantage of death rattles the fastest. Playdead in particular, right, is 1 mana trigger Battlecry, and then Death Rattle Priest. I guess there's like Obsidian Statue that is a big scary death rattle because it's just like destroy an enemy minion. What other death rattles in Priest are we trying to take advantage of? I guess I've only ever played Death Rattle Priest in trying to do the quest. Because I don't think this even advances your quest. Much like the Carnivorous Cube, I think this is a Battlecry. Gain a Death Rattle wouldn't advance your quest. And the Battlecry doesn't trigger when you do stuff like cheat it out with Eternal Servitude or Shadow Essence or whatever that 5 mana, get a 5/5 of a creature in your deck. I guess when those cards hit death rattles and then they die and then you play this one, it just seems like you're going to end up with a lot of like Crystalline Oracle, like get a card, draw a card off of Dead Ringer and Loot Hoarder. But it seems like that's going to sort of pollute yours. So maybe you go for a higher value Death Rattle Priest build then. You don't try to complete the quest as fast as possible. You do like tempo. Cairn would be good. Cairn would definitely be good. So if this was like 8 mana, 8/5 Death Rattle, summon a 4/5, draw 2 cards, could potentially be good. It seems like this is a card you want to trigger the turn you play it, if you can, either by using up your Necrium Blade or by hitting it with a Play Dead. Because if your opponent can transform it or silence it, obviously they will. As fast and as hard. They will dislocate their shoulder playing a Spellbreaker or a Hex or a Polymorph or Ironbeak Owl or whatever. But maybe you can make a deck that just has so many silence targets in it that by the time you play Undertaker, hopefully they haven't transformed all your death rattles. You know what would be sweet is if you play this with Tyrion, right? Because all of a sudden this is now also Death Rattle, get another Ashbringer. Oh, and you can combo it with that 2 mana Prelate card. I walked away to use the restroom and I'm still talking about it. I am still talking about it. This is a dense card. Because imagine you get the Immortal Prelate Death Rattle on this thing, and then every time it just keeps going back in your deck, and it keeps gaining the buffs that you put on it. That'd be nuts. The Undertaker is a puzzle. It strikes me as a puzzle card that it seems like if you can figure out how to make it really strong, imagine. Masked Contender. If you control a secret, play a secret from your deck. Battle Cry. I guess if in Secret Hunter, play a secret on turn 2. All Hunter secrets cost 2. Play a Masked Contender on 3, and it just plays another secret for you. Seems potentially pretty good. I don't think this is in Mage, but I think maybe you put this in Hunter. I think this is worth considering in some sort of secret-based Hunter. Smolder Thorn Lancer. 3 mana, 3/2, destroy an enemy. Oh my gosh, we got another legendary. Hyreek the Bat. Fill your board with copies of this minion. 8 mana, 1/1. Fill your board with copies of this minion. So this is something that you want to combo with all that hand buff stuff. Like if you hit this with Soul Infusion, then it's an 8 mana, 3/3. Seems like you'd have to get it up to be a 4/4 or a 5/5 before it'd be worth playing, and that seems far too difficult. 6 mana Arcanosaur. 6 mana 3/3, Battle Cry. If you've played an elemental last turn, deal 3 damage to all other minions. Oh, it's a 6 mana Duskbreaker elemental. Well, you can cheat this out with Elemental Invocation. Play it for 4 mana. Bloodsail Howler. Rush. 2 mana, 1/1, Battle Cry. Gain +1/+1 for each other pirate you control. Ah. So turn 1, Rogue Dagger, because you're playing Even Rogue. Turn 2, Sharkfin Fan, which is that 2 mana card. Every time you attack, gain an extra 1/1 pirate. Turn 3, attack again, and then Bloodsail Howler. And now it's gained +3/+3 on turn 3. It's one of those cards where if you're winning already, you can probably use it to win some more. Continue winning. Which has some value, but if you're behind, it's a 2 mana 1/1.